Good morning, TikTok world. This is day one of the Fear to Be Seen challenge. Okay, right. So this morning, I've been like, okay, we need to do this now. Dun, dun, dun. We're doing it though. We're doing it. Okay, so what am I going to talk about? I have no friggin' idea. No, I do. I've got an indication. So we're just going to go with the flow, see what comes out of my mouth this morning. Okay. Well, first of all, 1st of March is a big day in my life. It is my beautiful mum's birthday. However, my beautiful mum parted us, decarnated, left her body, died, whatever you want to label it, on the 8th of December 2021. And it was a very huge pinnacle moment in my life where much healing followed and a self-discovery as to who I am, which really brings up tower moments. Let's talk about tower moments. Let's talk about the journey of life, shall we? Okay, right. So this is my perspective. I can only talk about my experience, okay? So there may be some golden nuggets in here that may help you understand a little bit about grief and a little bit about things that happen in our life. So when you're young, say teenager age, and you're bobbing along life and you're really excited, you're an adult, like, yes, I'm an adult, I'm free, I can do anything I want to do, I don't have to listen to my parents, I can bugger off and dance all night, I can get drunk, I don't have to come home, there's not a curfew. And you're like, what's going to happen in my life? I'm going to meet the love of my life. Like, oh, this is what's going to happen. This is, like, I planned this for my life. However, it doesn't happen that way, does it? Nothing really ever goes to plan unless you're like one of the really fortunate ones where it does. And that's beautiful. And I was one of those teenagers. I was one of those teenagers that was really looking forward to life and this is what I'm doing, etc. And I tried many different things and it never worked out. I've done various things in my life. It never worked out. I met various people in my life. Some who I thought were loves of my life in terms of relationships, and it never turned out that way. Then I had both my girls, with their dad, and I'm grateful to their dad because if I'm perfectly honest, he has been one of the greatest teachers of my life. Absolutely. And I wouldn't be here talking to you today without his presence in my life and without many others. So I'm grateful. So let's talk about it. These tower moments. So three years ago, let's say 4 years now, actually, 2020, I was in a state where I didn't know who I was. I was depressed. I was riddled with autoimmune disease, fibromyalgia being one of them, joint hypermobility being another, CPTSD being another. I was bedridden. I was miserable. I was still bubbly, but the bubbliness was a term of masking what was really going on internally. And a tower moment happened in 2020. Many tower moments actually happened in 2020. And there was a part of me that was falling into victimhood. And I looked through the journey of my life up until that point. I was about 36 then. And I was like, why is this happening to me? Like, I'm a good person. Like, I don't deserve this. I don't deserve all this pain, this hurt, this trauma. And I was going into victimhood of poor me. Like, why is this happening to me? And I was such a negative ninny. And I was a shadow of who I actually am. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know my purpose. I didn't know why I was here. I was just like, why does this shit keep happening to me? One day I woke up to that. And I discovered that the only way that I could get out of that is by looking at myself, looking at my life, owning my shit, really, and facing what I was avoiding facing. And it's interesting because through the past 4 years, I've been on this journey of self-discovery of everything that there is to be known. And it's a huge passion of mine. And from that, there has been so much healing, so much evolution within myself, soul growth. I know who I am now. I know my core being. I know me. I didn't know me 4 years ago. I didn't have a clue who I was. Like, if you were to know me 4 years ago to where I am, the growth within myself has been phenomenal. But the only person that did that, the only person that really took the responsibility for that and really decided that enough was enough, like, this isn't how life is, this isn't how life is meant to be, was me. I had to pull myself out of that. Nobody was coming to save me. I had to save me. And this is a huge thing, a huge epiphany moment that I can't depend on anybody to do this. Like, I have to do this for myself. And with that, I saw everything for what it was. I seen the lessons, all the beautiful lessons that I had. I seen, like, all the pain, the hurt, the trauma, the grief, the backstabbing, the, like, dramas, etc. Like, I just can't entertain trauma. But all that stuff that happened in my life was actually happening for me. It wasn't happening to me. It was happening for me to make me stronger, to make me where I am, to help me navigate things in life, to see higher perspectives, to come into appreciation, to come into love for these people that came into my life, that at that moment in time there was this resentment towards them. And I'm gonna own that shit. There was resentment, but there was resentment because I thought they were doing all these bad things to me, but it wasn't anything other than lessons and teachings and helping me to discover who I am and finding the strength and finding the power. And you know what? With what happened to my mum in December 2021, it really showed me that if I can handle that and navigate everything that followed after her death, then I am capable for anything that is thrown my way. Like, absolutely. There is no doubt within my mind that anybody could throw anything at me and I could jump over that hurdle, because through every challenge, through every fall, through every pain, through every hurt, through every grief, I sat with that for the past 4 years. I worked with that, and I have found tools. I have found tools that I got myself out that shit. But the first step was really looking at myself, really owning my shit, really taking accountability, really loving and appreciating everything within my life, where I am, everything I have, not focusing on what I don't have, being grateful for what I do have. And from that, I started loving myself. I started really looking at where my life needed to turn, where change had to happen, where I had to change, where I had to evolve, where I had to grow. And now I'm in a space where I live in my joy and I have absolutely no fucks at all. And I would really like to share with you all how I got out of that, how I got to a stage where I'm happy within myself. I know who I am. I look after myself, and I just take every opportunity. Like, life is too short, and my mum's death taught me that. Life is too short. You've got to grab it by the balls, and you can only grab it by the balls by standing up, owning your shit, and healing everything from within. Like, healing everything from within. And yes, it's difficult, and yes, it's hard, and yes, you'll cry, and yes, there'll be days you just don't want to get out of bed, but I trust me, everything is worth it. Everything that you've gone through in your life is truly worth it. And yes, some may find that really hard to hear, but I can promise you, we all have challenges in life. We all have difficult times, and it's worth every moment.